All right, hi everybody. I'm gonna mow my lawn. I tried to wait for my rear chute to come in from Toro, and it's been over a month now, and it's not getting shipped to me, or it hasn't been, I haven't noticed that it's being shipped yet. So 2 months maybe. I wish I had it now and I could use it. This is again my makeshift lawn. It's not a pretty lawn by any stretch of the truth. It's weeds, some grass in between there, and some wildflowers and a lot of junk, let's just put it that way. But I want to just clarify, I still get people that are see the couple of previous videos, and I'm not really complaining about the handle. It's just it wasn't as described when I was buying this and buying a purchase, making an informed purchase. I just didn't know specifically until you get this, and you have it and you can see how right in front of your face it functions. People are saying, I don't have any play in mind. Well, you might have a different mower, you might have a different model number. I wouldn't think they had an updated version of this, because this is pretty brand new for this year model. But let me just show you again for those. This is the play that I'm talking about. And if it's in the higher position with the bumper, the rear isolator bumper is the official term. In the higher position, it's similar to that. It may not, it's in a little bit of a hole here in the back, but when you're picking up and moving it around, that extra bit of flex in there just feels kind of cheapy. And $500, $600 mower is not a cheap, $250 mower from Walmart. But even those have solid handles. But I'm not going to get too far into that. But that's just how the ride of height cut plate is configured on this. And if you have this mower 99.999, you have the same ride of height cut plate with this slot cut into it. So there's no positioned hole. And if you don't believe me, you can go to the links that I provided and see in the manual that I've copied. And they show in the manual, they show two cut holes, two individual holes. Hopefully you can understand that, because this is what I call a slot or a groove cut into it. So it has a range of motion that the handle can move when it's never going to be in a set position. So the manual shows the handle setup. It shows two different holes. It doesn't show anything about this isolator that came with my mower. Doesn't show this, and it shows two holes. And so these quick release handles, when you release them, they have a little pin that comes out and fits into these holes, or should fit into two holes. So if you have this mower and you're saying your handle doesn't flex, then either you have a different mower, or somehow they've given you a mower with the right setup and you have two holes that you can click into. But enough about that. I'm going to cut this overgrown grass. I've tried to hold off and wait for my chute to come in, my rear dispenser chute, and cut it then, but it's getting overgrown. We have rain every couple of days now, and it just needs to be mowed because it looks like crap. Even though it's not pure grass and it looks like crap, but it looks a lot better mowed. Let me fix this back. First, I'm going to mow with the so-called mulching, and then I'm going to put the bag on, and we'll see. I got my mic right here, so it'll capture the noise of the motor and see if it's bogging down. It might bog down just a little bit depending on the height of cut that you have set on the mower and the speed that you're pushing it through. I actually have it set pretty low, and I would probably raise it up just a hair. It's nice on the Honda, and I will admit, on one side you have one that adjusts all the wheels, where this one has 4 individual ones that you kind of got to mess with and make sure on that they're in the equal same setting. We'll say that this has a wide range it'll drop all the way to the ground, and I think go up past 4 inches. So a lot of mowers are kind of limited in the availability to lower it down really low and to raise it up higher. All right, so we're gonna see first pull. Hadn't been started in 4 or 5 days. I'll make sure everything's good. I got gas in it. Oh, dumb me, you gotta pull in the start and then brace it so when you pull it back, it doesn't come flying back at you. All right, so the grass is moist. It rained a couple days ago. It looks dry as far as you can tell, but it is wet. I can see it on the wheels as you cut it. It takes the moisture out of the grass and puts it onto the mower. So there's quite a bit of moisture, even though it looks dry. But I also have a problem, is you really got to screw this gas tank lid down. I usually, just because it's new to me, I put it on and I tightened it down to about right there, but with the rattling, it'll unscrew. And so I got grass in my gas tank. I'm almost 100% sure I got grass particles in my gas tank. So I've got that extra fuel filter on there, a lower micron, I think it was 0.75 micron. So the little filter that's in the gas tank, there's a little screen filter that's probably not anywhere near, it's probably 150 micron. So I've got an additional 75 micron filter that will hopefully catch some of that grass. I took a flashlight, opened it up, looked in there, didn't see some, but it was all around the edge. So just make note, with this mower, you got to really cinch it down so that it doesn't go anymore. And now it's on, it's not going to come off. But also too, you can tell, hopefully from that sound, that it is straining a little bit to cut this grass. And the grass is probably, again, 7 to 8 inches tall. It's up to my my shin right there. So I mean, it is straining. It's not just cutting it like it's not even there, but it'll be different when I put my bag on, because it'll have a lot more flow and get that grass that's in there just basting in there, and just, it's just spinning around in there, and it's getting chopped. And having the rear bag will just allow it to blow right out the back, because this thing, it's like a turbine engine. If you lift that door up and you got a clean port that's putting the grass out, I mean, it blows it out like it's like a jet engine. So yeah. All right, just always good to lift that up. Put your rear bagging down. You can see how wet and moisture out here. It's sticking to my knees, and the mosquitoes are really bad. Open your port, clean it out, because it's going to have built up grass in there. When you shut your port down, it's going to have a collection of grass that kind of seals it off. So you got to clean that out. You got to remember that. It's just the way things function. Put on your bag, and now we're ready to go. but we're going to tilt this over and just look at the bottom. That's what I like to do. The oil fill is on this side. It is written in the manual that you should always tilt it towards the oil side and not the air box side. So that's what I've always been doing in the videos. Point that out. See, now we got all this play in the handle, which kind of lame, but it's livable. So you can see there's a lot of moisture under here, but not the buildup that I had in my last video. It is a little bit drier, but the port, my bag filled up really quickly, overfilled, but it's got some wet grass too. As you can see, it stains my fingers green. Not as bad as last week, but not perfectly dry. All right, you can see I just have a tough lawn. I've already dumped this bag 4 times. That's about 4 passes, and then the bag is completely full and I gotta drain or dump the bag. That's how. And then when the bag fills up, it bogs down because it's not getting the grass out. It's just sitting there churning it over and over in mulch mode, and it's a little damp. So you can see 3 or 4 passes filled up. So that's how tall the grass is. I don't know if we can. I got to take my camera off the little tripod and move it down. There, you can see some of my wobbly hand, sorry. So that's about near where it was. Notches. So it's really low if you have it in the low settings, and it pretty much needs to be in maybe up in the 5 or 6 position. It still really cuts really low to the ground. And if you cut too low, then your grass turns brown and it doesn't live and stay as green as long. Now, I'm not saying that my weed lawn is the same as someone's very expensive lawn with really good grass, but if I cut this short, and the intention is that's going to help me not to mow as much, it turns brown, and I guess it just, it loses all its moisture. But you can see, again, this side wasn't as bad, but you can see where I cut just briefly, and then where I need to cut. Just overgrown, I have to mow about every 3 or 4 days to keep it within reasonable limits, other than if you go 5 or 6 days and it rains two times in that 6 or 7 days, it gets out of control. I'm already dirty and hot and sweaty, so there's just a little bit of the edge that I did. I got all this to mow. I'm sorry, homeless people sleep right here and stick their garbage in my shrubs when their drinks and their trash. I got all this to mow all the way down to here, and then the backyard. Comes back here, got there, all the way down to there. Here's what my mower looks like after. Man, it looks like it went through hell. I mean, it sheds, depending on how full you run that bag, and it fills up really quickly, and that's a big bag. It fills up, and then it doesn't have room for anymore, and it spits it out of every orifice. You can see, definitely gonna need to blow it off and clean it, and then some of that grass goes into this air filter cleaner. Up underneath it goes directly into it, and that's where that air filter, where I showed you the air filters I'm buying with the additional pre-filter on it, make your air filters last a year longer if you try to take care of them, and not every 4 months or 3 months have a brown ruined air filter that needs to be replaced at $10-12. But I'm gonna have to wash this off, keep it clean. It'll keep you running much longer if you take care of it. change the oil, keep an eye on the air filter, clean the underside out, and keep it fresh for next mow. Well, that's the video. I just like making videos and trying to be helpful and informative, or some people might say not helpful at all and an annoying person. But hey, that's what, you know, YouTube, everyone has an opinion. So it's warm today. It's like 90 and 70% humidity. It's awful in Dallas, Texas, and it rains, and we have storms that blow through at a moment's notice and blow shingles off the roof and damage and hail. It's just nasty right now. But I got to get this mowing in before it rains again, and then I can't mow for a couple days because the grass is too wet. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. Check back for more videos. All right, bye-bye.